Hi, this is Katie Weeks, your independent close to my heart maker, and today I am joining the Makers with Heart with another collaboration. And this month we are focusing on the flip flaps. I have prepared 3 two-page layouts so that I can show you how to use our various sizes of flip flaps. So this layout that you see right here, I have split in half for the right page and for the left page. And I have prepared more layouts, and we'll see if I can get them all on the screen. So this one would flip open, and here's a layout that I did, and I split the 2 ends in half, and then I created an extra one here. And then I created a third layout, and I split this one in half. I don't know if you can see all the pieces. So I'm going to go through assembling these together. I didn't do all the cutting on camera because that would just simply take forever. So we are going to start with the left-hand side of my 2-page layout. The 3 layouts that I made are in Cherish, and that's like one of our oldest how-to books. And the 3 layouts were called Visual Texture, Give Me 10, and Easy Inspiration. And here's a couple diagrams of what I did for each of those 3 layouts and how I chose to divide them in half and make them flip up and down. It looks like they're sideways, but that's because I rotated some of those layouts when I put them together. I will be putting all 3 of the cutting instructions for those layouts on my Facebook group. There's a link in the description. It is Katie Weeks CTMH Inspiration Station. It's a free PDF that makers can share with anybody. So I got that on the Makers website, and so I will share that. So I'm showing you here the layouts and how I took them and rotated them. And you'll want to make sure when you put these inside the flip flaps that they're going the right way. So when you put something in a 6x12, you'll want the opening to be on the bottom, so the sticky is on the top, and then it will actually, the sticky will fold underneath to stick at the bottom. And this one is going to flip up and down. I really like to use a 6x12 to flip down when I'm doing a layout about tailgating. That's my favorite time to use the 6x12 to flip down, but this one has nothing to do with it. This is more baby paper. I use the As You Grow paper that is from the core catalog, and all of my supplies that I used will be listed in the description below as well. So I'm lining this up, and I kind of take a little bit of time to line this up correctly. And then I just fold a little bit of that release paper, make sure I have it exactly where I want it, because once it's stuck down good, it's kind of hard to pull up. So I keep playing and just putting down a little bit, leaving that release paper folded at the corner. And when I get it stuck down just the way that I want it, I pull that release out really fast, and it seems to be a pretty good method for me that'll work. And again, you want to make sure everything's going the right direction. If you have any words, if you have any stickers like these flowers growing up, you would make sure that they're going in the right orientation when it flips. And so I'm turning it sideways just so you have a better view. And this one, I'm actually going to stick it to the layout on the inside, but I'm beveling the edges. It just makes it fold a little easier since it's going to be folding over the top of that other protector. And I use top loading protectors on both layouts for this particular one. And you see I'm kind of lining it up. And again, I'm just putting a very little bit that I'm releasing to make sure it's looking just right. And I've got it even. Once it's right, I quickly just pull it out, and it folds over, and it's stuck very securely to that layout that's inside. And you can see that they match up well. And it's that easy. That's my left one. My left one comes together a little bit faster than the right one, but you'll see it's not that hard. You just need to, it does take some practice, but it's not that hard. So I have this one that flips open on top, and then I have this other 8 by 12 that's on the inside. So I'm going to start with that 8 by 12, and this one I'm going to do just like the last one. Make sure that everything is going the right way. Even the flowers grow up, and it flips, and the mushrooms, they grow up. And I'm beveling the edges really good so that there's plenty of room. And then I will take and adhere this to the top of that layout that's inside. Now, there are times when people will stick some of these flip flaps to the layout and cut slits. That's not really needed for what I'm doing today, and I have done that. I call that scrapbook surgery. That's a whole different technique, and I'm not going to be concentrating on that today, but I am showing you that the top loading, I'm adhering to the layout underneath and then sliding the whole thing in the protector. And beveling those edges is probably one of the key points that I can tell you. Now, these next two 6 by 12 protectors are going to be stuck to the actual page that flips, the page protector, the top loading page protector. And they're going to be stuck underneath that 8 by 12 that flips up. So again, I need to bevel that one edge right up at the corner really well. And I did that one kind of at a sharper angle, and these just fold open left and right. So I didn't have to have anything upside down like you do with the 6 by 12 that flip up and down. These fold out left and right. So I get that in there securely, and again, the same technique where I will make sure that the opening is on the bottom when I slide in my things, and then I will line this up as best as I can, make sure everything's in the protector securely. And then if I had to cut just a little bit more of that corner, I think, just so I had a good fold. And then I want this to fold over top of that other protector. So I fold back just the tiniest bit and then line everything up. And then once it's lined up well, I just quickly remove that release tape, and then I test it to make sure that I can fold down, fold over. Perfect. It works just right. And then this last one, I'm beveling sharply again at a sharp angle, and I'll repeat the process. So this is a good time to let you know that if you have learned anything or you enjoy this process, if you could hit the like button, that really helps YouTube know what type of content you like to see. And it helps give me a little boost on this social media platform as well. And if you would like to leave a sweet comment, I would appreciate it. This is part of a collaboration with the Makers with Heart. And yesterday you should have seen Amanda Ross over at Crafting with Amanda, and tomorrow I believe the next one that follows me will be Julie Scott. I will have a playlist down in my description below, as well as a link to all of the channels of the other collaborators in the Makers with Heart, and that playlist will be updated as the rest of them upload their videos over the next couple days. And there you can see how those protectors came into play. Now we offer several other sizes besides the 8 by 12 and the 6 by 12. We have 4 by 6, we have 3 by 4, 4 by 4, 3 by 3, 2 by 2, all sorts of flip flaps. All of these are available at kati.ctmh.com. And here I'm showing you how I put them on when I'm just putting them on the top of the protector. I am not illustrating the scrapbook surgery that I referred to. I like them to usually flip up and out. That's my favorite ways to adhere them to the layout. Now you did see me do the big 6x12 that flipped down, and you saw the one that flipped to the center over the middle of the album. I don't always do that a lot, but for the purposes of this layout, it made a good illustration. So you're seeing that I like these to fold towards the outside of the album and how that works. And you can add these till forever and ever and ever. I usually start with the top one if there's, it just depends on how you're doing. You're going to see in a minute that I'm going to do a waterfall, and for that particular one, I'm going to start with the very bottom layer and then build up. If I am putting some that are stacked on top of each other, in that case, I would start with the top one and then work my way to the lower layers. So here's where I'm going to do what I'm calling a waterfall. I like to line them all up, and I'm going to put them about 1 inch apart. So I'm not sure exactly how many I'm going to get on here. I'm guessing it's going to be about 6 or so. But I kind of line them up to get an idea. And if you saw the special that we had in January and February, it was an interactive mini album, and we actually had one of these little waterfalls inside that mini album that was interactive. That was like my favorite little special that we've ever offered. It was so much fun to put together. Okay, so I'm using my T-square ruler just to make sure I'm lining those up just right, and I'm seeing that release paper and making sure it's about 1 inch above the previous one that I had already adhered down to my album. And I'm making sure that the opening on the flip flap is to the bottom, and then I fold that sticky part over the top and then adhere that to the page protector. And then these are, I'm using that mat that you see, my Versa mat. I'm using that to kind of eyeball it and make sure that they are about 1 inch apart. It makes it really easy to line up with that T-square ruler that's clear and that Versa mat. I'm lining those all the way up. I think that's about enough. So, as I am doing this voiceover, my daughter is currently in labor, and so I thought I would do a layout for a baby album, and I think this one will be perfect. And so I just used the As You Grow papers, and I used some of the stickers that were in that kit, and all I really added was some cardstock that was peach and mulberry and shortbread, and the shortbread didn't even really show. And I think this came together rather nicely. If you have any questions, please leave that in the comments below. Feel free to follow me over on my Facebook group. It is for customers or consultants alike. That's Kati Weeks, CTMH Inspiration Station. Please consider giving me a like, leaving a sweet comment, subscribing to my channel, and sharing this with your crafty friends. And make sure that you keep checking back with that playlist and watch all the videos that the Makers with Heart will share with you and how you can use flip flaps in your paper crafting endeavors. Have a great day.